let me paint a picture for you. There is a house, and on one side of the house there's like awesome trails through the woods, and it's all hilly and rocky and really cool. And on the other side there's like a fairly big city with like a decent amount of traffic, and it's pretty busy. And there's a kid who lives in this house, and this kid is given a really, really cool mountain bike. And the kid has seen people on TV riding mountain bikes all the time, and it looks super cool, and all his friends talk about riding mountain bikes, and he's like read it in books and seen it on the internet. But then you tell the kid that he's not allowed to ride the mountain bike because he might get hurt. Spoiler alert, the kid's gonna ride the mountain bike anyway. Now, the alternative to this is the kid gets a mountain bike, and you give the kid a helmet, and you teach the kid how to ride safely, and you teach him traffic signals. So the first situation that I described is abstinence-only sex education. And the second is the alternative, which is comprehensive sex education. Romney is pretty okay with the tell the kid not to ride a bike. And also, he's of the opinion that when you tell the kid not to ride the bike, and the kid then crashes the bike and gets hurt, you shouldn't take the kid to the hospital because it was the kid's fault that he crashed the mountain bike in the first place. I don't know about you, but I think it sounds pretty stoops. So Marika and I have decided this week that we're going to be talking about a bunch of different sort of like reproductive health issues, especially considering there's a lot of debate around that with the current United States presidential election, and it's just generally a pretty debated topic. So Mitt Romney identifies as pro-life, but what I would like to argue is that he's not really actually pro-life at all, and that pro-choice is actually more of pro-life than anti-abortion is. So for one thing, if you really want to curtail abortions, it would make sense to me, following the age-old adage that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, that you would just increase availability of birth control, increase sex education so that kids know what they're doing and know how to prevent pregnancy, rather than just making the procedure that you don't want to happen illegal. You could try making people not need it? No? That doesn't make sense to you, Mitt Romney? Okay. He claims to want abortion to not be a thing that happens very much anymore. So I don't know. To me, I would think that it would make sense to try and prevent abortions. But like, silly Hannah with her logic. And then my second main point, and this is where what I always want to argue with pro-choicers, is that illegalizing abortion doesn't stop abortion. There's a really good quote in an article that I really liked that I'm actually going to link in the doobly-doo because it's heavy stuff, but it's basically a really good account of what it was like pre-Roe versus Wade. When a woman does not want to be pregnant, the drive to become unpregnant can turn into a force equal to the nature that wants her to stay pregnant. When abortion is illegal, people don't just magically stop having them. People who are getting abortions are getting them for really, really compelling reasons. Generally, like, there's very few people who are just like, I don't feel like it. Like, there are really compelling reasons that people, get abortions, and those don't go away if abortion's illegal. So people are just going to, and this is historically true, people are just going to find other ways. If they're lucky and they're rich, it's going to mean going somewhere where abortion is legal. So maybe they'll come to Canada, maybe they'll go down south somewhere, and then they'll come home. But for people who aren't as lucky and aren't as rich, it means turning to back alley illegal abortion if abortion is legal. And so it's not going to be saving a significant amount of fetuses, and it's also going to be putting so many women at risk because there's a really high rate of infection and contamination, and there are so many horror stories of doctors from pre-Roe versus Wade of women who have come into emergency rooms so sick because of botched abortions, and there are many women who have died from it. And so to me it just doesn't make any sense to call yourself pro-life when the consequences of legalizing abortion is gonna kill women. regardless of whether you think that that abortion is wrong, whether you support it or not, it doesn't have to do with that. It has to do with looking at the facts and realizing that there are people who are going to undergo it anyways, and at least by legalizing it, you make it safe. I hope I didn't make anyone too angry, but like if I did, I still stand by what I said. And Rico, I will see you on Thursday, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say.